Welcome back, writers. Today we're picking up in session 7, where our goal today is to consider our audience as we write and revise our amazing stories. One of the best parts about being a writer is sharing our writing with others, having an audience. Writers can have different kinds of audience members, like your fellow writers in class that you can share your ideas with, rehearse your ideas with them, give them feedback, and also receive feedback from your fellow writers. But we also sometimes have audience members that we have to imagine in our mind, people that we envision reading our writing. So today I want to remind you that writers consider their audience as we write and revise. We think about why we wrote the topic we wrote, what we want our readers to know by the time they're done with our story, and how we want our readers to feel as they're reading our story. So sometimes returning to rehearsing the story in our mind is a great tactic that we can use as writers to consider who our audience is and what we want them to know and feel about our story as they're reading. So thinking about this, we can use some certain sentence stems to help us as we brainstorm. You can do this with your partners and talk about the intentional way that you are writing about certain topics or writing in a certain way, and kind of brainstorm with our writing partners today as we figure out and target our audience. So these thinking stems are here in your chart. So writing with your audience in mind. You can think about what you chose to write about and ask yourself, I chose this topic because. And think about, is there a specific group who would also care about this kind of a topic or story? My story that I've been writing is a sci-fi story. So people who like aliens and space travel and different worlds, they would definitely care about my story. And what do you want your audience to know by the time they're done with your story? And how do you want them to feel? For me, I like to create a sense of excitement and anticipation, like they might not know what's going to happen next. So what about you? What about your story? I want you to ask yourself these questions and really think about that in your mind. How would a reader, what do you want them to take away from your writing? And then I want you to rally with your partners today. Really rehearse those questions and think really intentionally about your story and keeping your audience in mind. I'm so proud of the hard work that you guys have been doing. Your stories are looking amazing. They're really taking shape. And so I want you to picture your audience today as you write with intention and do your very best to create that story that captures what you're hoping somebody can take away from it. What is it that you are writing? How do you want them to feel? And what do you want your reader to know as they're reading? I know you can do this awesome work, writers. Off you go, and let me know if you need any help.